everybody, and let's go toy hunting at Once Upon a Child, and I hit the My Little Pony jackpot here. I feel like someone gave in their whole entire, I would say primarily G1. Again, I'm not a pony expert, so I do apologize, but a lot of ponies everywhere from like 82 to 86, a lot of 87 ponies, 1987, but a wide variety of ponies that I've honestly have never even seen before. Some with like gemstone eyes, rainbow colored hair, and the way they had them bagged was 2 per bag, and they're about $4.50. And then they also had some smaller ponies, which again, some had wings broken off. They had a bunch of variety ones, and those were all $4.50 as well. I did control myself. I was like, you know what? They all were really super cute, but I was like, you know what? I'm only going to get the ones I really, really like, or ones that I just thought were really interesting. And I left a bunch there, and it was so funny. A lady next to me walked up and was like, I remember these old ponies. So it was just kind of cool to just be in one spot and see this whole entire collection. But yeah, I really think someone came in there with a whole bin from either their closet or garage and just decided to sell them all, because there was quite a few of these ponies. I mean, again, primarily 80s. I didn't see any 90s ponies or anything like that. I think they were all, like I said, 82 to 87 was most of them. I think I saw 1 or 2 that said 90 on it. If you see any that you've owned before or anything that I, maybe looked past or something, definitely shoot me a message down below in the comments. Some had some discoloration on the heads, but overall, a lot of them were in pretty good condition. They definitely were played with, but not really that bad, because I've seen some where they were like just so beat up, but these you could definitely tell were probably in some type of storage, and they just decided to let them go. So you never know what you find at Once Upon a Child. Like this day, as you can see, look how many bags. Like I was just so overwhelmed, because normally when I go to the doctor, my doctor is actually really close to this location, so I always go there, and I was there just days before and they didn't have them there. So yeah, always check your thrift stores, because you never know what you find, whether it's My Little Pony or dolls. And this particular time, they didn't have any new dolls or anything that I haven't seen. It was just all ponies. And it was, like I said, a really, really cool to see so many in one spot. It was very, very overwhelming, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad to, see some ponies that I've literally never seen before. And some were in, like I said, really good condition. So I took some home. And the next location is Goodwill, and unfortunately, they didn't really have anything good. They just had this one Millennium Princess Barbie, which was, in my opinion, overpriced. Goodwill recently has been really double charging all of their products, like really just, I don't know. I'm not really feeling Goodwill recently. I mean, they just, I don't know. I feel like they just go in and look up eBay prices now, and it's kind of disappointing, because the whole point of Goodwill is being able to, for people to afford different things at an affordable price. And I feel like now they're just going like, oh, they want $100 on eBay, and that's what they do. This Goodwill was a fail this time. And then I decided to go to a Walmart recently, and I'm looking over for the Creepover dolls, of course. I feel like everyone's been looking for those for the new Monster High dolls. And this particular Walmart was stocked. I mean, they had tons of Rainbow High, the Fierce OMG dolls. I mean, really, really stocked. I did get to see finally the multiple 6-pack of the G3 Ghoul Spirit dolls. I honestly just want Draculaura, so I ended up not getting it. I really only want her, and I really don't want to have to buy the whole pack just for one doll, so I'm going to hold out. Maybe I'll get it on clearance one day. They did have all of the G3 dolls, except for Draculaura. I feel like Draculaura's always gone. I feel like she's always the one that's hard to find, but, that happens. I feel like she's probably one of the more popular ones and is a little bit more difficult to find at some of the other locations. But then I was checking the tags, and then look what I found. And this is the first time I've seen them in person at the store. I freaked out. They didn't have all of them, unfortunately, but they did have a few of the mini plushies. The box was so cute. I love the box art. They did have Claudine, which I ended up passing on. I did. I was like, I'm only going to get the ones that really mean something to me. So I ended up leaving all of them except for Draculaura's bat. So now I have the bat, and then I want Draculaura. So I'm still hunting for Draculaura. That's going to be my next little plushie that I'm going to find. And those are $5. So I stopped at a toy show. My friends were actually selling there, and I decided to just walk around and film. And they had a good amount of stuff, like a lot. I kind of went late, so everything was kind of picked over a little bit, but they did have some vintage Barbie stuff, which this pony was $40. I like the box, but not for $40. They did have holiday Barbies for $10, which is not a bad deal. They did have this doll, which I didn't pay $20 for. She ended up getting me a deal because I bought a few dolls, which I am doing a haul video later on this week, so make sure to check that out to see what I bought. And she ended up giving me a deal on a bunch of stuff. And this Ariel doll, I honestly don't recognize her. It does say Lake Buena Vista, so I'm assuming it's from a park, like the Disney park, but I don't remember ever seeing her. Does anyone know anything about her? She does look a little different. I love how voluminous her hair was, but these dolls were actually priced pretty fair, $10 to $15. I've been wanting this, but it had a yellow eye, so I ended up passing. But it's on my wish list. I really do want it. I don't know. I just need it. The lighting here was kind of weird, so I apologize for the flickering lighting. But they did have, like I said, surprisingly a lot of Barbie stuff. But at most toy shows, they always have lots of like action figures, Funko, obviously Star Wars, a big variety of stuff, which I personally like because I like a little bit of everything. I know I primarily just show dolls, but I love action figures. I love horror movies, sci-fi, stuff like that. They did have a lot of strawberry shortcake at this one particular table. I'm not really into strawberry shortcake, but I thought it was cool. The fawns, the fawns. But I just love seeing retro and vintage product all in one space. So there actually is another toy show coming up. I might try to hit that one up as well in a couple weeks just to kind of see what they have, if I find anything, if I get lucky, maybe find some more dolls. There is a wide variety of pricing. I feel like you go to some booths and they're really great, or somebody like this one who wanted $5 for this doll that's beat up, and then this one he wanted, I think, 20 or 30 for. A little too much in my opinion. I was like, I'm going to pass on that. Thank you. And they did have some really cool new stuff as well. It's not just only retro at these toy shows. They do have a lot of newer product mixed in with a lot of the retro stuff. So if you ever see a toy show pop up around your area, definitely check it out. You never know what you might find. And they did have some wrestling figures, which anytime I see wrestling, I have to always give a shout out to my friend Nick from Hunting Nostalgia. And they had The Undertaker, who's one of my favorite wrestlers. I almost bought him because these are actually really cheap, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm here to look for dolls. And I ended up obviously just digging through a bunch of these bags, and they had this Alan doll, which I don't think that's his original outfit, but it was cool to see a doll that old in a spot. And they did have this, which I thought was Barbie at first, but it's American Beauty, and I don't remember that, so I'd have to do some research, but it was cool. I like the glowworm. I don't know why I really like glowworms for some reason. I never had one as a kid, just thought it was cool. But I did hit the jackpot on this table. Oh my gosh. They had so many Monster High dolls. A wide variety of pricing. Some were a little high. You could tell they went on the higher end of the eBay spectrum here. But, it was just cool to kind of see a lot of new in-box ones. Some older ones and everything mixed in. The gentleman said that it was his wife's collection, and she was just kind of thinning out what she had. She did have some, like I said, G2, G1s. It was a little bit of everything. I went to a different booth and they had these dolls for $15 a piece wrapped up. I didn't buy any. I actually did pass on all the Monster High stuff at this show, surprisingly. I think I only bought Barbie and some plush, which I'm trying to slow down on the plush, but you know how that goes. You're like, I'm not going to buy any more stuffed animals, and then you end up buying all the stuffed animals. So, yeah, I ended up passing on all these Monster High dolls, but it was just cool to see, like I said, a lot of variety of things from everything from the 80s, 90s, Teddy Ruxpin, oh my god, so cute. So cute. And also just a wide variety of different styles of toys. It's kind of cool to see like wrestling figures from the 90s, and it gives me all those nostalgic feels because obviously I used to watch a lot of wrestling back in the day. And then they had also She-Ra figures, which was really cool. And a lot of these were complete. Like I think this one was $75, which they tend to go for that much if they have all the pieces and are in really good shape. So this booth wasn't terribly priced, but that's one thing I like about toy shows, where you can go from booth to booth, compare prices, and then if you're trying to complete something, you can always find pieces. Like sometimes they'll sell like accessories or like guns or like like little clothing pieces off of different toys. So yeah, definitely had, like I said, toy shows are always some of my favorites because you never know what you're gonna find, or you might see something that you're like, oh, I didn't know I need that in my life. Like for example, when you see this rainbow figure, I saw it and I was like, I don't need it, but I want him. I didn't buy him, but I thought about it. So I went to a second Walmart, and yes, look what I found! The Creep Over dolls. Yes, they had Twilight and Draculaura just stocked the shelves. You could tell like the shelves were literally just stocked. It was just so exciting to see them. I was like, oh my god, this is the best day ever. I got one of each. I had to go through the Twilight's because some of the bangs were messed up on them, but yeah, they're just honestly probably the best dolls. Like I just absolutely love them so much. So I hope you enjoyed my wide variety of toy hunt. I do have 2 haul videos coming up, so enjoy those. And until next time, check out more videos from me in the description. Bye, everybody.